Well, Republican presidential candidates sparred over jobs, Social Security, and vaccines in last night's debate. Our Washington executive editor, Al Hunt, is joining us now to give some perspective on maybe the front-running candidates changing up. Did Romney return to the front-running seat? Did he push Perry aside last night, Al?
No, we didn't push him aside, Margaret. I thought it was a shall we say, interesting debate. It was a Tea Party debate, as you know, and I was a little bit taken back when they cheered over the notion of letting someone die rather than giving them government health care. But that was the audience. I didn't think it was quite as informative as the earlier debate at the Reagan Library, but there were some interesting moments. Foremost was that Rick Perry got caught in a pincer attack. He had Romney coming at him on Social Security from the left, if you will, at least in Republican terms, and then Michelle Bachmann really hit him with a hard jab on that vaccine issue in Texas. He certainly reeled a little bit. I thought he was off his game a little bit, but he came back. And the question is not can he take a punch? He can take a punch. Can he take a series of punches? And we'll find out in the weeks ahead.
But Perry really did, I mean, to borrow a pun, stick to his guns on that strong language that he's used in the past about Social Security, about Ben Bernanke and what he would do in terms of leadership at the Fed.
He did. He got a little defensive on the childhood vaccine issue, a little offensive on immigration. And I think he may have created a potential problem for him on the question of turning Social Security over to the states. No one ever followed up on that very provocative statement. But he is a tough customer. And you're right, he did hold his own, and sometimes he gave even better than he got. I thought he really let Romney have it on the poker analogy.
Did Michelle Bachmann make a comeback? She
sure did. She looked like she was really down for the count to keep up with this boxing analogy. And then suddenly she not only let Perry have it on that issue, but she really connected it to crony capitalism. She said, not only did you go and we were going to force these girls to get this vaccine, which frankly a lot of people look at and said was a very good policy, but in any event, it's not popular in conservative circles. She said you did it, and one of your campaign contributors was a big beneficiary. Their lobbyist was one of your closest aides. Boy, that's crony capitalism. That's a potential vulnerability for Rick Perry.
Yeah, that was a heated exchange. It was about the Gardasil vaccine against HPV, which is linked to cervical cancer, and whether he should have made it law that be a vaccine all have to receive. It's an interesting issue to get stuck on here. Is that going to play outside of the Tea Party debates and outside of Texas?
No, I think most Americans would say that's a perfectly sensible policy to try to prevent cervical cancer in young girls. But in a Tea Party environment, anything the government does is basically problematic. And so I think Perry was in the defensive there. But where she was so smart, and she showed that this is somebody, I've always argued, as you know, Margaret, this is someone who was a step above Sarah Palin. Where she was so smart was not just in criticizing him, but linking it to a campaign contribution.
Al Hunt, good to get your read, good to get your analysis.